My 6-year-old son went to Disney with my parents and sister. My phone rang. This is Disney staff. Your child is at Lost and Found. Trembling, my son, said Mom. They left me and drove home. I called my mother. She laughed. Oh, really? Didn't even notice. My sister snickered. My kids never get lost. They had absolutely no idea what was coming next. Full story. Can you even imagine getting a call from Disneyland, only for them to tell you your 6-year-old son is at the Lost and Found, and then when you call your own mother about it, she just laughs? Yeah, that happened to me. My son, Tommy, had been begging to go to Disneyland for his 7th birthday. He wanted to meet Spider-Man, his absolute hero. The problem was, I had this huge make-or-break meeting at work, a $25 million property deal, 40% of my annual sales. My mom, Patricia, and my sister, Ashley, were quick to offer, "We'll take him." They smiled, and I, desperate to make my son happy and secure this deal, reluctantly agreed. Michael, my husband, said, "It's your mother and Ashley, they'll be fine. This deal could make or break your year." I tried to convince myself he was right, but a deep unease settled in my gut. My mom, Patricia, was a pillar of the community, the director of the Children First Foundation, raising millions. The Queen of Charity, the papers called her. My sister Ashley, she was this huge parenting influencer, over 500,000 followers, famous brand deals, always talking about her perfect mother image. With my parenting methods, children never get lost, she'd often declare. But despite their polished exteriors, my mom and sister always rubbed me the wrong way. Our values, well, they were just different. As Tommy bounced with excitement, his Spider-Man backpack on, I kept repeating, "Be careful, okay? Call me right away if anything happens. Tommy, make sure you listen to Grandma." They were all smiles. Everything seemed perfect. My phone buzzed with photos from the park. Tommy beaming, my mom and sister posing perfectly. "Don't worry, Jenny. We'll take good care of him." My mom messaged. I just knew he was safe, right? My mother, the Queen of Charity, would never let anything happen to a child, especially her own grandson. I buried myself in work, reviewing documents, my phone occasionally pinging with a new photo. Tommy in front of the Ferris wheel. Tommy in Adventureland, all smiles. But then, as my big meeting approached, the photo stopped. I tried to shake it off. They must be having too much fun to take pictures, I told myself. That's when my phone rang. An unknown number. My heart skipped a beat. "Mrs. Miller, this is John Martin from Disneyland Guest Services. Your son is currently at our Lost Children Center." The blood drained from my face. "What, Tommy? But my mother and sister are with him." "Your son was found alone near Adventureland about 30 minutes ago," he calmly explained. "He's being cared for at the center." My hand trembled, so hard I could barely hold the phone. "Can I speak with Tommy?" Through the receiver, I heard him, my little boy, his voice choked with sobs. "Mommy, are you okay? What happened?" "Grandma and Aunt Ashley, they left me," he whispered, breaking my entire body. "They went away." "What do you mean? How long have you been there?" "After lunch. Grandma said wait here for a moment, but they never came back," he cried. A picture from the staff showed him, his Spider-Man shirt dirty, his face streaked with tears. "Are you hungry? Did you eat anything?" "Yes, but I'm hungry again. I was scared, Mom." Those words snapped something inside me. I dialed my mother's phone. It rang several times. Then she answered, music blaring in the background. It sounded like a shopping mall. "Oh, Jenny, what is it?" Her voice was so bright, so casual. "Mom, where's Tommy?" "Tommy? Isn't he still at Disneyland?" "Still? What do you mean?" "Oh, my, really? I hadn't noticed." Her voice was oddly detached. In the background, I heard Ashley's unmistakable laugh. "Well, my children never get lost." My vision went red. "Mom, Tommy is at the Lost Children's Center right now because you abandoned him." "Abandoned? Surely not. We didn't mean to, she stammered. I got a call from security. They have it all on surveillance cameras. A heavy silence. Jenny, are you doubting me? I'm the director of the Children First Foundation. I would never abandon a child. She hung up. I immediately called Michael. His voice was laced with barely controlled fury. I'll go to Disneyland right away. You have that important meeting, right? I'll handle this. He was using every ounce of his department head self-discipline to keep it together. The Disneyland staff later explained everything. Tommy was okay, just mild dehydration and psychological shock. But the surveillance footage was damning. Around 2:15 p.m. they had lunch. Then they told Tommy, "We'll be right back," and never returned. The cameras showed my mom and sister heading toward the park exit, chatting, not rushing, not looking back. They were just walking away. The anger inside me threatened to explode, but I had to hold it together. The $25 million deal was still on. Tommy, Dad will be there to pick you up soon. Everything's going to be all right now. I took a deep breath. I knew, intuitively, that from this day forward, everything would change. Looking at my meeting materials, a vow formed in my mind. They will pay for this. Michael was a blur, running toward that lost children's center. His fancy suit and important job meant absolutely nothing. Only Tommy mattered. Daddy! Tommy burst into the hallway, his Spider-Man shirt dirty, his eyes red and puffy, but oh, the relief on his little face. Michael swept him into a fierce hug. Everything's okay now. Daddy's here. He bowed deeply to the staff. John Martin showed Michael the footage. At 2:15 p.m., my mom, hand on Tommy's shoulder, Ashley filming on her phone. Then, 2:30 p.m., they're on Main Street, eating ice cream, chatting, no Tommy in sight. By 2:45 p.m., they were at the park exit, luxury shopping bags in hand, heading to their Mercedes, not once looking for my son. Michael's face hardened into stone. Daddy, did I do something wrong? Tommy's tiny, trembling voice squeezed Michael's heart. No, Tommy, you didn't do anything wrong. Grandma and Aunt Ashley made a terrible mistake. Then Michael's phone rang. It was William Henderson Sr., Tommy's great-grandfather, my mom's father, the 86-year-old real estate mogul, worth over $100 million, a man who valued family above all else, had already grasped the situation. Come to my house immediately. We need to talk. We arrived at his Beverly Hills mansion. William sat there next to Howard Henderson, a senior partner at a prestigious law firm, my mom's husband, Tommy's grandfather. My daughter, William said, his voice a mix of anger and sorrow. To think she would abandon her own grandson. He was already in motion, calling lawyers, changing his will, collecting evidence. Howard, too, looked grave. He tried to talk to Patricia, but her response was chilling. You doubt me too? The Children First Foundation has many supporters. If this becomes public, the donors will leave. All she could think about was herself. And Ashley? She'd posted this long explanation on Instagram. I wanted to create the best memories for my beloved nephew, but he wouldn't listen to our instructions and wandered off on his own. It was a lie. Her followers were already questioning it. We are having a family meeting, William announced, his voice echoing in the opulent room. This wasn't just about child abandonment. It was about family trust, about human morality itself. Michael silently watched Tommy, who had fallen asleep, exhausted on the sofa. They will pay for this, Michael vowed. We already knew we were taking legal action. But above all, our son's emotional care was the priority. That night, the Henderson mansion was heavy with a silent tension. Italian marble, antique furniture, Spanish chandeliers. Everything emphasized the gravity of what was happening. I got there first, straight from my meeting, exhausted. Michael had gently tucked Tommy into a guest room. Then Patricia and Ashley arrived. And what shocked me was they showed no remorse. They acted like we were the ones in the wrong. We will now view the surveillance footage, William's butler announced, switching on an 80-inch display. Adventureland, 2:15 p.m. Patricia, adjusting her new Hermes bag, saying to Tommy, "Wait here. We'll be right back." 2:20 p.m. Ashley, filming herself with her smartphone. 2:30 p.m. Main Street. Patricia and Ashley chatting, eating ice cream, completely oblivious. 2:45 p.m. Park exit. Them heading to the parking lot, luxury shopping bags clutched in their hands. Then, footage of them driving the Mercedes straight to a Beverly Hills shopping mall. When the footage ended, the room was silent. A tomb. "Patricia," William's voice resonated, "why did you commit such a cruel act?" "Father, I have my reasons." She tried to be defiant. Silence. His voice was ice cold. "You intentionally abandoned my grandson, my beloved great-grandson. This fact is now undeniable." Howard, my mom's husband, slowly, deliberately moved his chair away from her. As a senior partner, he understood the legal weight of that footage. "This is a form of child abuse," he said, his voice flat. "Even you blame me?" Patricia shrieked. "I'm the director of the Children First Foundation. I've dedicated my life to helping children." "That's precisely why," William cut her off. "Your actions are not just cruel, they're a complete betrayal. To abandon your own grandson while in a position to support children." He closed his eyes, heavy with sorrow, then delivered the final blow. "As of today, you and Ashley are removed from the inheritance." "What?" Ashley shrieked, finally speaking up. "Grandpa, that's—" "I've already consulted with the lawyers," William continued, unwavering. "All my assets will be transferred to Jennifer and Tommy, and some will be donated to a new child protection organization." Patricia's face turned ashen. "Father, but our livelihood—" "Your livelihood." William's voice grew even colder. "You lost the right to worry about such things when you abandoned a 6-year-old child." Just then, Patricia's phone started ringing. An emergency call from the Children First Foundation board. They'd already heard. Ashley's phone was chiming incessantly, critical comments flooding her Instagram, a contract termination email from a major sponsor arriving mid-meeting. Then Howard, Patricia's husband, spoke. "I have something to say as well." His expression was severe, unlike anything I'd ever seen. "I'll contact a divorce lawyer tomorrow." "Howard, so this was your true nature?" Patricia screamed. "In 30 years of marriage, I've never been so disappointed," he replied, his voice filled with a quiet, dignified sadness. The media started swirling. Reporters from the Beverly Hills Courier were calling Patricia for interviews. The Children First Foundation was under investigation. "This act goes against our organization's principles," an official statement read. Ashley's social media empire was crumbling. Hypocrite. Child abandoner. Sponsor companies, led by Pottery Barn Kids, terminated contracts. Her 500,000 followers dropped to 300,000 overnight. "This is just the beginning," William said, and no one could argue. 1 year later, the aroma of coffee fills our kitchen. "Mom, make a sandwich for Dad, too." Tommy's voice rings out cheerfully. He's in his Spider-Man pajamas, peering over the kitchen island. "Of course, buddy. One for Dad, too." I layer fresh vegetables and organic turkey onto bread. The quiet, peaceful mornings we once knew, they're back. So much has changed. I opened my own real estate agency, Miller Family Real Estate, with William's incredible trust and support. We're thriving. Michael is now vice president at Constructive Futures. He fought for his family, and it made him stronger. And Tommy, through counseling, his trauma slowly healed. The bright smile of my Spider-Man-loving boy returned. "Mom, I'm okay now," he told me one day, and I just broke down in tears of relief. Patricia and Ashley's downfall was swift and absolute. The Children First Foundation dismissed Patricia. Major donors pulled out. We cannot accept someone who committed such an inhumane act of abandoning a child, their verdict declared. Ashley's followers plunged by over 90%. Her image, her contracts, her $300,000 annual income, all gone. They're reportedly living in a small apartment now, far from the Beverly Hills glamour. Patricia, consumed by depression, rarely leaves. Ashley, unable to find work, is a shut-in. They brought this on themselves, Howard said, a cold truth. He, too, started a new life after the divorce. Every weekend, we have family dinners at William's mansion. He cherishes his time with Tommy. It was the wisest decision of my life, he said about changing his inheritance. Most of his assets now belong to Jennifer and Tommy. Part of it established the New Dawn Foundation, a child protection organization focused on emotional care. I serve as a director. I've learned the difference between genuine love and false love, I told an interviewer. The foundation fights against the cruelty lurking behind superficial kindness, against adults who hurt children for status and appearances. Dad's home. Tommy shouts, running to Michael, his new Spider-Man t-shirt gleaming. We're going to Grandpa's house tonight, right? We all smile and nod. Our relationship with Howard has actually deepened. His love for his grandson is more genuine than ever. The scent of homemade sandwiches fills our kitchen. On the wall hangs a framed principle from the New Dawn Foundation. Protecting those we love sometimes requires painful choices, but those choices bring forth a new morning. It quietly tells the story of our journey. Outside, the California sun rises, announcing the dawn of our new story, guided by genuine love. What would you have done in my place? Have you ever had to make a tough choice like this with your own family? Tell me what you think. I really want to know.